Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out, man. Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out. Yo, okay. Hear me out? No. Hear you out. Hear me out. Hear us out.
Hey there. You're listening to WWP PM 106.5 FM Philly Cam Community Radio. And for our TV viewers, thanks for watching us on Xfinity 66 and 966, also Verizon Files 29 and 30. And shout out to all who are watching on Philly Cam's YouTube. I'm Genesis, and this episode will be a conversation around a plethora of topics such as mental health and Kanye West, along with getting to know all of the Hear Us Out crew. Let's get to know them now. Introducing Zora, Mila, Samaj, and Jermaine.
So the first topic we'll be talking about is Kanye, a legendary figure in hip-hop, creating albums such as 808s and Heartbreaks, The College Dropout, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. For the last 6 years, he's been married to a media personality model personality businesswoman, Kim Kardashian. As of recently, the news surrounding Kanye West has been all over the place, from divorce to clashes on social media with Pete Davidson, breaking friendships with rapper Kid Cudi, and even dissing singer Billie Eilish. Now, all of this sounds like a spiral into madness, but I think that's the easiest lens to see all this through. Many rap fans know that Kanye West was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016. But before moving on, we first need to know what is bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a recurrent chronic disorder characterized by fluctuations in mood, state, and energy. People with bipolar disorder experience both dramatic highs, called manic episodes, and lows, called depressive episodes. These episodes can last from hours to weeks at a time. Now, do you guys like Kanye West?
So.
It's I have mixed feelings about him.
Same.
It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just I don't know how I feel about him now. I just feel like it's one of his things where he usually does crazy stuff to promote his album, but this time it's a little bit like pushing it.
Yeah, I would say I agree. Like, there's reasons to say yes, that like I like Kanye West, but there's also reasons to say no. Like, he's contributed a lot with his music and like his artistry as an entertainer, but also there's reasons to say no because at times he can be kind of controversial and like have some like controversy like with a lot of people, which you just mentioned. So I'm kind of like in the middle.
Same. I try to separate the music from the artist, but the artist does have their moments. They're human, and they go through things how we go through things every day life. But yeah, it's like a in between. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much said everything. I'm definitely in the middle. Like, old Kanye, I feel like old Kanye and new Kanye are pretty similar, but we never really realized it. But now, especially, I don't know, I'm not really into it now. I think all the promoting stuff is kind of corny. It's just, and the fans surrounding Kanye's like way of promoting, especially now, is really terrible. I just don't like it at all. But his old work, I really do like. So, in the middle.
I believe we've always seen signs of this Kanye because, like, watching the documentary or parts of it, you can kind of see how he's been behaving when he goes into studio offices and he plays a song and disrupts a business day. Like, this is Kanye, and this has always been Kanye forever. I just think that the mid-12th conversation is it's true, but at the same time, it's like an easy cop out for like him. Like, Kanye knows what he's doing and he's well aware of how he's behaving towards these people.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a cop out.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for being a part of this discussion. It was a great hearing from you all. If you're just tuning in, thanks. You are listening to and watching HUO on WPPM 106.5 FM. To our TV viewers, thanks for watching us on Xfinity 66 and 966, also Verizon Fios 29 and 30. We'll be right back after a quick music break.
This feels like summer, but you make me feel so alive. Just be my lover, but you lead me to paradise.
Remember we was younger, always had a crush on you, but scared to ask for your number. Used to make my heart flutter, so then nervous I would start to stutter. Started by asking what's your favorite color, to saying I wanna be your only lover. I remember it being in the summer, bought you flowers, but then gave them to your mother. She was always so sweet, anybody would love her. We used to talk about our future together. You knew music was my passion in college, was your route, I guess a distance interfere with our attention, so our shit went soft. But any chance I got, I asked about you. Wonder how you were doing in college. When your mother bring me up, do you even acknowledge? Or your mom put up a blockage on that past we once shared. Time it was our enemy, you always have a friend of me. On his phone I can't fully express what you meant to me. I used to stay in your eyes, see your smile. Our chemistry felt endlessly, I missed the long conversations about when I make it. Used to say babe, perfect your craft and have some patience. Right now this is when you build your foundation. Create your vibrations for the younger generation, and leave a legacy of no limitations. I'll be there when you get that Grammy nomination. Damn, girl. I said I keep reminiscing and regretting. Anyways, congratulations, I've received the invitation to your wedding. You were truly a blessing. You taught me numerous lessons. I never wanted you to feel as though you came second. Forever grateful for being in your presence. If I could, I would do things different. I guess love faded with the distance. So many signs, I should've listened. I guess we both got what we wanted, but something's still missing.
And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you. And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you.
Welcome back to HUO on WPPM 106.5 FM. You were just listening to Lay Together by Cimani. Moving on.
Okay, so over the past few years, TV and film have been overtaken by reboots. From sitcoms to game shows to drama and cartoons, the list of reboots and revivals is a long one. Now we begin with our first question, which is how do we feel about reboots? Anyone?
Yeah, I can go first. I feel like reboots. I think reboots can be a mixed bag. Like sometimes reboots can be good if it keeps the soul of the original show, but sometimes a lot of studios will kind of make a reboot of a show and kind of cop out and just use the title and not really keep the soul. So you might as well just name it a different show. I feel like it's kind of a waste. So a lot of reboots are good. A lot of reboots are bad. It's like last time. It was just a mixed bag. So
Can you name like a few reboots that you think like are bad?
I believe there's a movie called Psychos, like Psycho 2. I can't remember. It's like a classic horror movie, but they made like a second one, but it had little to do with the first one. Like it had like Easter eggs here and there, so it was just might as well just call it a different movie. And it's just so trash. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I agree that I think that reboots can be a good thing and a bad thing. Like they can be like introducing the idea of this show to a new generation, like while trying to make it different and apply to them, but also trying to interwork like the original show as well. I think sometimes there's a challenge with reboots because they're trying to appeal to like older generations of when it first came out, and also new generations like when it's out now. So I feel like the balance of like having new and old can sometimes be a hard thing when it comes to reboots.
Why
Wait,
do you guys feel like movies don't get the same criticism? Because we've been seeing Spider-Man being remade over and over again.
I feel like movies don't get the same criticism because they're like not as like it's only one thing. Like with a TV show, like it's multiple episodes you can compare it to. So I feel like with a movie, like it's I guess smaller rooms for error, but at the same time, like you just said so much, like the movie like had nothing to do with the first one. So I guess it all depends on like I said, like if they keep a good balance of like the good things of it, like the original idea, and also like trying to introduce and incorporate like newer ideas as well. So I feel like with movies, it's different because of like I guess the length and like the work put into it, I guess.
Do you feel like we'll ever get tired of seeing movies being redone like we are with TV shows?
I am. I don't know if you guys are. Like I'm always saying this. Like everything is like a reboot. Like nowadays. Like do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah, what I do like about reboots though, well, mainly with shows, is when they bring back the actors, from the original, and they're like, whoa, they're back. With movies, it's like, okay, like, okay.
wait, quick question. Who here has seen the new Bella reboot?
I've seen
Parts of it. Parts of
Okay.
it.
So so I watched only the first episode. I don't think I've watched I'm probably gonna watch it when I get back home. But from my point of view, like I said, I don't really I don't really view it as a reboot because like I said, it's I feel like if it were a reboot, it would have the same genre, it would have the same plot, and it would kind of have like, yeah, it would have the same plot as the original, but no, Fresh Prince of Bel Air was a sitcom. Meanwhile, Bel Air is like the drama series, and I and especially since the new Bel Air series is mainly about how Will first came the real reason why Will came to Bel Air in the first place. So yeah, it kind of gives. I don't want to say it kind of has more details than it does for the Fresh Prince. I don't know how I'm explaining this, but
No, I definitely agree with you that they went out of their way to show the aspect of the family, like the fact that the father is now a part of a fraternity. We know what Will exactly got into when he was back in Philly. The exact reason why, and they add like a new element of like they owe him something, and we're still trying to figure that out. They didn't have that in the previous show. It's like to go into that conversation of what can they add to it or possibly change about it. Let's say if they make a Euphoria remake years from now, what do you think would be different about it?
I feel like I kind of want to say if there ever was a Euphoria, type remake thing, I think it would be about their kids, maybe. Like it would be one of those shows where they were making about the kids and stuff like that. And with my experiences with those type of reboots, they always end up bad. Like I'm currently watching because I used to watch this anime as a kid called Inuyasha. I still watch it and love it now. And they made a whole reboot about the kids. Um, I it the show is just it's horrible. Like I know I'm not even trying to be fun. It's like horrible. I can't even explain it in the way I can't even like mention the only thing good is one of the characters, which is Inuyasha Ikugami's child, and I love her. Her name is Moraha. I love her. That's the only good thing about the show. Other than that, I would have dropped it long ago. But it's just like Samaj said, like it has to have like soul put into it. So
Can I add to that? Like, I was thinking, like, with your questions, you mean, like, if a Euphoria reboot were to come out, like, say, 20 years from now, I feel like our generation would be kind of biased with the Euphoria that's out now. Like we might not want to see the good in the new one, and like some people might be going in with like wanting it to be exactly like how Euphoria is now, but at the same time, like I feel like reboot should be like a reimagination of like the original. So maybe like with certain new things, like I said earlier, like to appeal to like a newer generation, but also like bring back like old actors like Genesis said to like appeal to like the older generation of like when the show first came out. So I
Yeah,
think
well, it's
that
like with the Bel Air series, it's kind of different. Like you can't
yeah.
like the show was made in like in the 1990s. I'm so sorry about that. Um, but they can't just bring in like the actors and stuff like that. Of course, so I feel like they had to come up with a new type plot and able to succeed with that, in which they kind of did good. And I'm not gonna lie, with the casting, they really with the casting of the Bel Air show, they did actually like really good on that, in my opinion. But yeah,
It'll definitely be an interesting conversation to have years from now when we're all like old and wrinkly, with the mental health they try and bring up with this show. But to go into mental health, Zora, you said that you had some students who wanted to talk about their mental health. Can you bring us into that?
Yeah, definitely. So, as mentioned in a CDC article, many of us are facing challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and cause emotions in adults and children. So, we've decided to have a few students talk about how they've been dealing with their mental health.
Hi, my name is Nia.
My name is
I'm in
Nia.
10th
I'm in
grade
10th grade and I
and
go to String Theory Charter School.
Hi, my name is Lily Christina. I go to String Theory Performing Arts and I'm in the 10th grade.
Personally, I journal to take care of my mental health because for me, it's a thing where I don't have to worry about any grammatical errors or any spelling mistakes or anybody telling me that I'm wrong. It's just my feelings and a piece of paper, and it's really just me getting out all my thoughts and freeing my mind.
I say how I take care of my personal health is like dance, because I dance and it's like a way for me to escape personally, and I feel like that's a way for me to release my emotions, and also like it's also a way to like block out my problems. But I also play like the Wii and stuff, and I also like write in my journal because I really like to write.
To balance my mental health, I personally surround myself with people that love me and I know that I love, because it's a sense of comfort and it allows all of us to just basically like be free of mind, not be in the real world, and kind of give an escape.
I don't think I really balance like my problems or whatever, and especially like, well, I don't have a child, so it's like I don't think I have to take care of others, but I know like my family and everything, because I know they still want what's best for me. But yeah, I don't think I balance. I don't think I balance it, because like I always take everything I take everything all at once, and I don't take things one at a time. So I think like I need to work on that.
When I was growing up, mental health wasn't really prioritized or talked about enough, because I grew up with parents that were from like an older generation, and they didn't really know what mental health was when they were younger, so they didn't really talk about it with me. So it was all kind of more so a fantasy than like a real world issue. But as I get older, I recognize that it is a real world issue and that it really needs to be talked about more with teens.
Mental health is definitely a priority. It still is now. My mom, she always tells me like, don't shut down. You still need to express yourself or whatever. Like even like when I'm at my lowest or whatever. And I'm trying to think of what to say.
I feel like when it comes to talking about my problems, I feel more safe talking to people that I favor and that like I'm friends with. But talking about mental health in general, I'm not really as open about it with anyone, because it's more of a closed topic for me, and it's certain things that I don't like to share, because it just puts me in a place where I feel like I'm putting the burden on others.
I do feel safe talking about my mental health, because I feel like if you don't talk about your mental health, then it's just gonna like stay inside of you for like so long, and then like eventually it just bursts out and you like won't know how to control it, and it also can like affect other people as well.
Like the movement we've created for mental health in our generation is very inspiring, because we can all come together to really support one another and to support other people. But then it's also sometimes chaotic, because we don't always talk about all the solutions there is to mental health, and it's kind of hypocritical because we don't always take into account those solutions for ourselves. So it's kind of like, where do we go from here with what we've created?
I think it's good that this generation is so vocal about mental health, because it's a way for us to like stay united and everything, And also, like, it's a way to express ourselves. And, like, if we can't tell, like, our parents or whatever, then we have other people to go to. But I also think that we need to be aware of, like, the pros and cons of it, because social media is really involved in our life and generation. And I feel like that affects why we have mental health problems sometimes. So I think having movements is a really good way for us to resolve those issues.
Yeah, so let's start getting into this, guys. How do you feel about your mental health in the current day and age right now?
That's a pretty deep question. Deep
You laugh. This like you got a lot to say. You gonna go into that?
I ain't got a lot to say. I'm just saying this is a pretty deep question. But it's been definitely a lot better. I would say personally. Like I'll say around the end of last year, it was yeah, it was pretty bad. But I would say between August and October, it was bad, like really bad. But I would say also at the end of October, started getting a lot better. And then even now is really good. So I would say at this point, I'm on 10 right now.
I would say for me, like I relate to the video because like I tend to like not really share any of my like problems with others. 'Cause, like I don't want to be a burden or like I'm trauma dumping on anyone. But like recently, I've been trying to like better my mental health by like journaling and like just writing everything down so I can at least get it out somewhere and not like keep it bottled in. And that's really been helping me. It's just been helping me stay focused and like have an outlet to get my emotions out without like how I feel like being a burden on people. So that's how I've been like trying to keep up and like stay healthy mentally.
I agree with Zora. I mean, for me, I actually just came from like a therapeutic type thing at my school. It was a grieving program. And I think it helped very well because like recently my mental health has been like going very much downhill. And I've been keeping it bottled in for so long. And I feel like that group session was very, very, very much needed. And it was like the first time in a long time I was actually able to let my feelings out and not feel bad about it and not feel like I'm a burden. And so right now I'm trying to get my life together, but I feel like now I'm actually trying and I feel pretty proud of myself for doing that. So yeah.
Round of applause for that one, because I ain't gonna lie to you like that. Honestly, yeah, it's like
Yep,
you
that
really
was.
feel really alone sometimes, like this day and age. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Yesterday, like life was getting to me, and then the next day, here we are, like smiles on our faces, and everything is fine. It's extreme highs and lows as like a teen and being a young adult. Because I'm 20, going into 21 this year, and for the fact of you being somebody younger than me, like I'm telling you, like it's life, and it's just you'll. I feel like you'll learn to deal with it at some point. Like it gets better all the time.
That's growth right there. I do agree with that. And personally, um, dealing with mental health, like it's been a journey, like highs and lows. But I learned to appreciate the lows because the highs are just like so great. And um, knowing to like getting better at expressing my feelings, being selective for one, because not everyone has your best interests, but um, being able to be vulnerable around certain people and just alone being able to, it's okay to cry and you feel better after, honestly. um, so this goes for men and women, boys and girls. It's okay to cry. And just reaching out to someone who is willing to listen to you, because listening is like a big thing, and allowing you to express yourself when you feel comfortable, feeling comfortable and safe in a space where you can let everything out is a really good thing. But also like on your time when you feel comfortable. um, Learning every day. I'm feeling great. um, and I just want to continue to share my experience, but also hear other people's experience. with where they're at mentally, and also asking if it's okay to unload, um, because others do go through things, and I know I'm not the only one going through things, so take people's I take people into consideration of, oh, they might be going through something. Let me ask before, unloading information onto them. But yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and one thing I want to add on too is if you're gonna be with someone who either boyfriend, girlfriend, close friends, whatever, you gotta really be patient. Like patience is the hardest thing, especially like I know for me, like I could be pretty impatient, but me personally, I've dealt with people who had serious mental health, even worse than mine, and sometimes you kind of feel like you may be in the wrong because you may be asking too much, or you feel like you're kind of prying, but you don't want to. Like you just kind of have to know, like usually the depression that's taken over, that's kind of shutting everyone else out, including you, even though you're just trying to help. It's not because they want to shut you out. It's just that depression is taking over, and you just gotta be incredibly patient. You gotta have above average patience
Yeah,
to
patience
deal
is
with it.
key. Not Don't beat yourself up. I used to beat myself up, but well, learning every day.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to actually add to that, like going into patients, like I wanted to say that like with mental health, like it's a journey, and like everyone's like solutions won't work for like my solution of journaling may not work for you. So like the journey of like figuring out what works for you and like what even doesn't work for you will help you like grow mentally, and also just like help you get to know yourself even more, because like I think we need to like highlight that there isn't like only one solution to like battling or like trying to deal with mental health. So I feel like it's important to like say some like different solutions, and also like try to like I guess you have to do trial and error to see what works best for you, because like you said, like it's a lot, and like you learn from your highs and you also learn from your lows as well.
I agree, because journaling isn't for everybody. But also, like there's many different outlets of how people better their mental and everything. I know I like journaling sometimes, not all the time, but I find other ways. Everyone's different. Finding what's best for you.
The
Yeah.
the thing that gets me all the time though is the fact that the apps that we're on the most, they have algorithms that are like catered to like your personal liking. So let's say you're liking mental health posts or negative things, because we do have negativity bias where we look at things that really aren't that good for us. So with the mental health conversation, it's kind of a crazy revolving door, because one day you could be feeling all right and then you end up on an app and you see so many things that drag you back down. And it's like as much as they try and make it seem like it's for us or to entertain us or to engage us, it's really for them to make more money on these apps. So I'm wondering, like, with being on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, how does it really affect your mental health? Like, is it an honest, safe platform, or is it up in the air for you guys?
Um. Oh, you go ahead, Malay.
Okay. Honestly, for me, with how my life is, I feel like social media is sort of like a form of escape for me. And I don't know, and usually people would like disagree with that, saying that social media can mess up with your mental health. Like my dad even says, like this right here messes up your mental health. But for me, it's my form of escape. It's my safe space for some reason, and it's like the only thing that keeps me going. And I don't know how, I don't know why. It's just I don't let it affect me in that type of way. So
Interesting. I was gonna say, um, it is like cool to get on social media and other like TikTok and Twitter and all that. It's fun. But personally, I like to take breaks because I find myself too glued to it. And it's enjoyable, but sometimes it's just too much that is like, oh, it can be overwhelming or something may trigger. So taking breaks is good for me. I don't know about anyone else, but that's my take.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, when it comes to social media, like for just me as a person, I've always been the one that's like constantly just thinking. Like I'm just thinking the deepest questions, even though I look like I'm drooling and have no idea what's going on. I'm usually thinking about something pretty deep and introspective. But on social media, it can kind of help me with that, kind of bring in viewpoints and just ideas that I didn't think myself before. But it can also lead to some pretty ridiculous and really stupid thoughts, and I'm just like, it frustrates me a lot, and I'm usually pretty good at making sure that okay, this is really pissing me off. I'm gonna get off this. So I mean, it's ups and downs with that, but overall, I would say I'm pretty good at like identifying what is informative and stuff that's like, it's mid. So
Y'all remember when we were like kids and somebody would say, "I'm deactivating. Don't talk to me."
Yeah.
And then they would be on like the next day or the next week, and it was like back then. I'll be honest, I clowned it because it happened so much and I didn't believe it. But nowadays, as I'm getting older, I honestly have adopted that sense of thinking, but with legitimacy. You know, I deactivate Instagram all the time, but I just don't tell anybody because, like you guys said, you don't want to be a mental burden. Just go, and others are going to live their lives, and it's fine. And I feel like we all have our healthy ways of existing on these platforms.
Yeah.
It's like
You gotta do what you gotta do, and didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
I know you good. Go ahead, because this
Do what
is
you. It's like basically do what you gotta do. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to explain yourself. It's do things for you, and it's fun, but also like social media. We live in like business savvy, tech savvy, so like getting back on it is like good too when you want to promote yourself, promote others, when it's on your time though. So yeah, me, I'm learning all of that. I like it, like what I'm doing, but yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to add and say, like, going back to your point, like, of deactivating, like, I think it's good to also realize that social media people, like, most of the time only post the good parts. It's basically like a highlight reel of someone's life. So it's good to realize and, like, take a step back and, like, realize, like, maybe, like, I should take a break from this because it's, like, not exactly, like, how things are. And, like, I know social media people can, like, start to compare themselves and, like, it can, like you said, like, lead to triggers and everything. So I think it's a good idea to, like, have a balance of, like, I'll spend like this amount of time on social media today, and it can also be like just mindless. Like you can be on there for hours and like not even realize it. So I feel like, especially me personally, like I'm trying to draw back, but like it can be hard. Like if you're just so used to like constantly being on social media, like a lot, especially like that's what our whole world is on. Like, so it's kind of hard to disconnect, but at the same time, like if it's necessary and you have to, then you should. But and also like not wanting to feel like a burden as well is a big thing. Like I said earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
To go into that, I'm not gonna lie, Zora. I'm people, you know, who post on the positive things, but behind the scenes, it gets stressful. You know, that's just the work environment that I exist in. But it's like I feel like you got to take some accountability for that. Like that's all of us, and it feels really sticky to get on there and type on your story. Oh my God, I'm going through it, and it sucks. So you just don't do it.
Yeah, I feel like no one wants to be like that person. Like, oh my God, this just happened today. Like people are like, why are you posting that on social media? But like at the same time, like with Kanye, like people are probably wondering like, why are you posting this like about North, or why are you like posting like with your divorce and stuff on social media? But maybe the only way people will hear him, and like yeah, might be the only way people will hear him. And also like I feel like everyone, like you said, like kind of blindly like only posts like the good parts of themselves on social media. Like even like myself, I do that too. But I feel like it's kind of like we've been conditioned to think that like it's only like post the best things of you on social media.
It is. It is. It's to give you guys a break on this topic because I know we're throwing a lot at you. We're just gonna go into some songs you guys should listen to. So here's all about us.
Hi, my name is Genesis Diaz, and what media means to me is to be able to express myself, whether that be radio, film, podcast, sharing experiences and visuals. I think is really fun. That's why I really like media. Also, a song that would describe me, I would have to say, it's called Feel Like by Neo. It's an upbeat but smooth, like chill song. it's basically worth the wait, what she says in the song. So who I could potentially be in life, many possibilities.
If I had to describe myself with a song, it would be Amanda's Interlude by Steve Lacy. The reason I chose this song is because it starts off slow and it gradually picks up speed. This applies to me because when you first meet me, I'm really shy and reserved, and as you get to know me, I become more outgoing and I guess extroverted. And this song, just overall, the vibe of it, I feel like matches my personality because it's a really chill and laid back type of song. Media is important to me because I feel it's important for people to have their voices heard and feel represented. And this is a big reason why I want to work in the film industry, because I feel there's a lack of representation. I want to help bridge that gap so people can feel seen and heard, and also learn about those who are different from them as well.
This is Jermaine Wade, and media is important to me because I just love visuals. I grew up loving them, and it's a part of critical thinking for me. It helps me understand the world. And if I had a song to describe myself, probably right now it'd be the Weekend Sacrifice.
I feel media to me is important because the nuance in conversations nowadays are very hard line with stances and opinions. And I feel like our lives are pretty complex and incredibly nuanced. And to take that out of conversations, I find it to be really sad. So that's why I think media is very important to kind of put that complexity and nuance back into everyday conversations, from light topics to hard topics. I say the song that describes me the most is DNA by Kendrick Lamar.
Hey, so what do you guys think about that? I mean, I love that we introduced her. So I hope I hope you viewers like get to see us when you come come and view us. But my question, when I came up with this question, was why is media important to you? I think it's important to talk about that because it is a form of outlet, and also not many people like media. So when the youth gets involved or anyone, I get curious as to why is media, what made them want to get into media, why they're interested, who influenced them. So I guess a question would be for like all of us, like what influenced you, what made you want to get into media, different forms.
Well,
Whoa.
Jermaine, you gonna go? Okay.
That's a tough one. It's just an accumulation of, because I always tell the story. It's my grandmother who gave me the first book I've ever asked for. The it was a Rick Riordan book, something about Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. It was that book, and I was reading books just like that, and I would draw, and that's literally like storyboarding. That's like a part of filmmaking. And as time went along, I just kept falling in love with books and films, and they were like relative. But then when I had 17 and 18, I really just threw myself at filmmaking altogether. So what inspired me, honestly, was my grandmother. She started it all.
Wow.
That is a superhero origin story right there.
Yo.
Grandma and superhero.
All you need is a cape with some spandex, bro. You'll be out there.
I can go next. For me, at my school, like I go to performing arts school, I go to string theory, and originally I was a creative writing major, but then like eventually I changed my major, and at first I was supposed to be in theater, but it was full, so I got into the major TV broadcasting. That's kind of how I got introduced to media and like really found my love for film and everything, and like I feel like it really like it's an advantage that like I didn't get into theater, and like I'm just really excited that I got to like learn as much as I did, and like I'm even learning like still now, and I'm just like really love film and that it's my major now. So that's how I got into media, I guess.
For me, I grew up with it, like Jermaine said. Like I grew up with it. I aspire to be a broadcasting journalist one day. So I really wanted I really wanted to look into media and stuff like that, and I'm taking classes in my high school of media, and I'm actually really enjoying them as we speak. And hopefully that this experience and hopefully the classes I take, it will help me grow as an upcoming journalist. So yeah.
I would say for me, like I'm it's kind of sound like a villain origin story, but like I kind of slowly started to get into it because like TikTok. I feel like for me, especially TikTok, it's a lot of the takes on there, a lot of the way people act is very. It's just kind of it's fun at times, but sometimes it's also very simplistic in a sense of there's no nuance, and it's kind of what I said earlier. There's no nuance to certain stuff that, and also there's people give a lot of care and attention to stuff that really isn't that deep, or stuff that wouldn't apply IRL. And I guess probably that's why I kind of got into it to kind of be like, hey, stuff is a lot more complicated than what social media shows. So that's how I got into it.
Oh, I like things. So the way I loved always like the behind the scenes of things and like production and whether that be show or movies or like small organization, how they put together videos and everything. I just liked seeing that, and I didn't realize I wanted to get into media until like, mid high school year last year, so. But I just enjoy it. It's fun, and I also have many ideas. Um, so trusting the process and planning things out. But yeah,
I trust the process. I definitely do. Um, I will ask this: do you guys feel like in Philadelphia there's a like real filmmaking community, or do you feel the pressure to leave the city like most people have before us?
I could go first on this. I would say there is, but it's not nearly as big as other places. Like even like for me, if like when I would look for like acting stuff or whatever, like it's not real. It's not nearly as easy to get to. It's not. It's hard to find. How I even got here was through someone else who let me know about this. So it's not something easy to get to. But I would say my mindset of it would say don't leave the city. Try and put as much as you can to really show off the heart of the city. So
Personally, I agree. I feel like with certain things can be like really hard to find like media jobs and like opportunities like even outside of Philly. But I feel like in Philly it's like not nearly as big as say like New York, Atlanta, and like LA for like the film industry. So like I do feel kind of pressured to leave Philly because like I kind of want to branch out and like experience like something different because I've like lived here my whole life. But I also like kind of want to give it a try here, like which is why like I'm doing a lot of like media stuff like now, like while I'm younger to see if like how I like it and everything. But yeah, I kind of feel pressured to leave, and like it's kind of like a big dilemma I'm going through currently.
Sound like Jen staying. You staying, Jen?
I don't know. I don't really feel pressured, honestly. Wherever, I guess I could say life, wherever opportunity I'm presented, or I create an opportunity for myself, and I feel like I have to branch out, I will branch out. Um, but I don't know, many decisions.
What about you, Malay?
I agree with Genesis on this one.
So I know
That's short and simple. So you either staying or going. It's just up in the air right now.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. It's like to give some advice to like Philly creatives because I was lucky enough to be able to leave to be in Atlanta, be in Chicago, going to New York, but was already in New York. I would definitely say that with the way the entertainment business has been changing with COVID, one of the pros that's not really going to balance out all the debt that came with it, but everything can now be virtual. A lot of studios are figuring out that they don't have to have a physical space and it saves them tons of money. And to go into the internet and how things are working, a lot of people are getting hired to run social media and TikTok accounts to create content for stars and celebrities, and that was a way in for me at a point in Atlanta, and that's how I got on a couple of sets. So it's like you can leave, but Philly can always be a base to return. And if you want to stay out, you can stay out. That pressure is real, and I felt that. But I'm back here working with you guys, so you know how that went.
Yeah.
Man, went on a world tour. Jesus.
But all right, I'm gonna take us into our music break, guys. This is Thankful for You, playing right now.
This feels like summer, but you make me feel so alive. Just be my lover, but you lead me to paradise.
Remember we was younger, always had a crush on you, but scared to ask for your number. Used to make my heart flutter, so then nervous I would start to stutter. Started by asking what's your favorite color, to saying I wanna be your only lover. I remember it being in the summer, bought you flowers, but then gave them to your mother. She was always so sweet, anybody would love her. We used to talk about our future together. You knew music was my passion in college, was your route. I guess the distance interfered with our attention, so our shit went soft. But any chance I got, I asked about you. Wonder how you were doing in college. When your mother bring me up, do you even acknowledge? Or your mom put up a blockage on that past we once shared. Timing was an enemy, you always have a friend of me. On this phone I can't fully express what you meant to me. I used to stay in your eyes, see your smile. Our chemistry felt endlessly. I missed the long conversations about when I make it. Used to say, babe, perfect your craft and have some patience. Right now, this is when you build your foundation. Create your vibrations for the younger generation and leave a legacy of no limitations. I'll be there when you get that Grammy nomination. Damn, girl. I said I keep reminiscing and regretting. Anyways, congratulations, I've received the invitation to your wedding. You were truly a blessing. You taught me numerous lessons. I never wanted you to feel as though you came second. Forever grateful for being in your presence. If I could, I would do things different. I guess love faded with the distance. So many signs, I should have listened. I guess we both got what we wanted, but something's still missing.
And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you. And I'll take some time just to be thankful that I had days full of you.
All right, you guys just heard Cimani, Thankful for You. I'm sorry that I muted myself during stream, but this is Cimani, Thankful for You. Okay, before we go, guys, do you have anything positive you want to say to our audience members?
um, Positive. I have a quote. um, the quote is by Theodore Roosevelt. Before we go, it's called "Believe You Can, and You're Halfway There." 100%. Um, and I also want to say that life is hard, but life is great. So much worth like living for, and um, this is just amazing and fun. Like virtually, you can do so much. And I personally just so grateful to have met you guys, and continue to push myself and continue to be creative, because I do have like creative blocks and not wanting to do something anymore, but knowing I do love what I do and connecting and networking. But what about you guys?
I actually had like second thoughts for signing up for this, but I was like, this is a one-time opportunity type thing, and it's like I was kind of nervous because I knew I would mess up or like something like that because I have insecurities and I have like so much anxiety. But after meeting you guys and like having to plan this out, this has been like a really fun and good experience, and Hopefully, we can do this in person. I like that we did this virtually, but yeah.
I like how you guys got like really nervous. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now. I know Jen personally. She is very nervous, so she is pushing herself to her limits right now with this conversation, and you are really trying. I really appreciate that. So that's the positive energy that I want y'all to take away from her, and for me personally, is to push yourselves to do what you couldn't do the day before or the year before. Revive whatever you want. Make a reboot of your dreams if you want to. You know, you're still living.
Okay, I can wrap up for everyone. I just want to say thank you for listening to WPPM 106.5 FM, Philly Cam Community Radio, and for our TV viewers, thank you for watching us on Xfinity 66 and also Verizon Fios 29 and 30. And shout out to all of our viewers watching on Philly Cam's YouTube, and most importantly, thank you for hearing us out.
And continue to hear us out, because we're gonna be back each and every time, okay? I don't know who's viewing, but look here. My name is Genesis, Malaya, Zora, Samaj, Jermaine. We will be back, okay? I'm just nervous, excited, y'all. I love it.
Before we go, do you guys want to fill anybody in on Euphoria right now, or no?
Yeah, not really.
I don't know about
Open up the floodgates again. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go.
Well,
We could talk about other show topics.
yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers, like if people haven't seen it yet.
Right. But it's like try to give your opinion on how you felt for the season finale without trying to give any spoilers. I feel like that's gonna be hard to do, but at least try.
I can go. I guess like for me, like I thought like it was definitely like a really good episode, and I was like sad that it's like the season finale, and like the new season won't be coming out until like 2024. So like we have to wait like for that to happen. But it was a good wrap up, but it's like a lot of loose ends as well. So I feel like it's like it was good, but it was like kind of like left us out. Like
I really want to see how they're gonna age in 2024. Like they're still in high. Are they gonna be in their senior year in high school? Hopefully, like when they graduate.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what senior, junior. I was not paying attention to that the whole season. I thought they were like junior to senior. I don't know.
No, but they look so much older, and I know it's because the actors are adults, but it's like. And another thing, when are they gonna stop Zendaya from doing these high school shows or movies? She's been doing it since she's been doing it since Disney. Let's move on.
Well, I mean, like this is like a high school show, but at the same time, like it's not a high school show. Like it's high schoolers in it, but like a lot of the situations like are really like mature, and like even Zendaya herself before like the season came out, like said like gave like a warning to people watching it, like that it can like trigger you and everything. So I feel like it's like sorry, it's definitely different than like say like Casey Undercover and everything, because like we grew up with her, like watching her on Disney and everything. Like, this definitely is not like a kid's show. So I feel like her like it's like a change in like her like I can't think of the word, like a change in like her career, I guess.
She's grown so much. Her acting, her acting is wowzers to me. She did that.
This is kind of a bizarre question, but if Zendaya doesn't get an Emmy for this, for her season in Euphoria, who else do you think did a good job in acting and deserved their award and her second place?
I don't want to say it, but maybe Cassie, because she's it's crazy how she like can do that.
Yeah, like she made me hate her like the whole season. So like she definitely did a good job of like she played her part well, because like I like despise her like the whole season. Right. And also like obviously the whole cast is good, so I feel like the show as a whole should win an Emmy. But I also like this is kind of going to sound bad too, but like Nate's performance in it was actually really good too.
Thank you, because we do not talk about Nate. Everybody talks about how they hate Nate. we never talk about his acting in the show. Like it is on. I feel like it's on a matched level for me.
Wait,
Like,
can I bring something up real quick? So like, I really hope like this is the thing with actors and actresses who play like the villain or bad person in a show. People have a habit of not separating the actor and the person they're playing. So I hope whoever this Nate person is, they don't get rained down on. Like someone don't show up on like, yo.
even like the actor himself. I think he said in like a Jimmy Kimmel interview, he said he wanted to punch Nate himself. Like
To get some clarification as to why y'all would want to punch Nate or any of the characters on Euphoria. Euphoria is a show that's basically high school on steroids. It's addiction, it's abuse, it's mental conversations going on in there, and Nate just happens to be the high school jock who's dating kind of at the same time. It's a mix here and there, however y'all want to clarify it. Two best friends, and it's on HBO.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, it's high school on steroids to keep it simple.
No, I would definitely recommend it, but like just I would say try to prepare yourself, and like if you're uncomfortable seeing certain things, then I wouldn't recommend it because like it can be a deep show, and like it like from a cinematic standpoint, like it has like really good like cinematography as well.
Definitely, I love the
But like
how they
it should be more practical though, because in the last episode when such and such was harmed, I feel like that's kind of like not realistic. Even though it's high school on steroids, as I said, it's not that practical. It's super dramatic. You know?
Yeah, I feel like Sam needs to open up that writer's room. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, the show is good, but I feel like but it feels like instead of watching, I'm reading like a fanfic written by.
Then, what are some ideas do you have for this upcoming season of Euphoria? Anything you want to see for the writers?
I think I would want to see. Well, I already know that Cassie and Maddie's relationship is going to be messed up. But aside from that, I really want to get back to Fez. And, well, I'm not going to say anymore. Because, I just know I want to get back to Fez, Faye, Maddie and Cassie's relationship. I want to see how that goes and see if they're going to be able to, get back to, I don't know if they can, hopefully, because I'm not going to lie, I do miss their friendship. Their friendship this season was really, it was really good.
All right. I'll do the honors to introduce Big Boss Zura. Do you want to close us out one more time?
Yes, Big Boss.
Yeah, I can close us out again. Again, thank you for listening and watching. Hear us out on WPPM 106.5 FM, and to our people watching on TV, on Xfinity, on 66 and 96, 966, and Verizon 29 and 30. And thank you to you guys watching it on YouTube or any other platforms, and just thank you for listening to our discussion and hearing us out again. And follow our Instagram at Hear Us Out WPPM to keep up and see more of our shows. We have a show at the first Tuesday of every month. So I'll see you guys in the next. And we're also on Spotify.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out, man. Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out. Hear us out. Yo, okay. Hear me out? No. Hear you out.